come and waste your time.
Christine is the name of the other viewer. Said she would give you the 4 quarters. Just shout
Thank
out
you,
to her.
Christine. I appreciate your donation to my future happiness.
Speaking of Christine, she had a topic for us this week involving the apocalypse, and what would we do if something like that had actually happened, the roles we would play, this and that, and what we would do.
I love this topic.
So we actually have an apocalyptic-esque theme going on right now within the United States. And you'll never guess. You guys will never guess which beautiful, beautiful, free state I'm talking about.
Beautiful free state? Let's see.
It's on the West Coast. That's the hardest thing. I know there's not too many out there.
Right. So, like...
Alaska?
The least likely. Nice. I was gonna say Alcatraz, but yeah, I like Alaska.
So we got a purge-esque situation going on in California. It probably won't reach that point, but they have a homeless problem, and I know every state has a homeless problem, but nothing's being done about it. Like nothing. People are just imagine walking outside and you're taking out the trash. You just stepped in dog shit because the neighbor couldn't pick up their own dog's shit. You're out there in your robe coat and you fucking trip over a tent on your front sidewalk and you're like, what the hell? That's what they're dealing with in California.
Yep.
That is really, really crazy.
Like everywhere in California. So the residents have had enough. They've had enough of homeless people not having a home and claiming a home out in front of their home. I think we had a problem with this back in like the 1400s.
Yeah, right.
Pause for dramatic effect.
So they're just gonna purge them, like,
yeah.
So we're really leading up to a purge of the homeless. Like they're just gonna say, okay, fuck it, kill them. Like,
I mean, what do you do with them? Where do you put them?
I mean, there's got to be a better solution than just killing them.
I honestly, I mean, where do we put them? In homeless shelters that all the air quote
taxpayers?
No, I was gonna say illegals, but that wouldn't be air quote. People seeking asylum into our country.
Yeah.
They've taken all of those.
I'm not going to pretend to actually know what the ultimate solution would be, and I don't think it's a problem that could be fixed with any one solution. It's going to take a lot of things and people working together to try to make that problem go away in a humane way. But I just don't think killing, like a purge, is the right answer. I don't know what the right answer would be, but I can tell you what the wrong answer would be, and purge is it, because that is.
You could say like a purge would be fun, but
yeah,
it depends on the people that you are purging.
Yeah, but in theory, it's a cool idea, but the actual execution, could you live with killing somebody, homeless or not? Like, is that something that you'd actually be able to live with afterwards?
Right. I'd sign a contract to do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
No, but I mean, they've had this problem since like the 60s because everybody wants to live in California and they get out there and find out, holy fuck, it's expensive to live out here. And then they end up homeless.
Mm-hmm.
So certain states like Florida, for example, they have a no tolerance policy. So that's homeless people don't exist there. And if they do, then they end up finding something to stay at, get them a job, do this, do that. They don't have any of that shit out in California. they literally just let them sit there, and they're like, "Oh, we need to figure out something to do." We're at the point to where it's going to be out of the government's hands, and people will eventually do that because Californians are fucking crazy to begin with.
And I like, not all of them, but a lot of homeless people are homeless because of decisions that they've made in their lives. It is their fault that they are homeless, and they can do something about it. They just won't.
Well, what would be an example of their decisions not making them homeless?
Their decisions not making them homeless, like
No, I'm sorry. Like
It
it
not
wasn't
being
their
fault.
yeah, like it's not being their fault.
oh, just like some old, just people that are like schizophrenic, say, and don't have insurance, or the state's laws or whatever just doesn't, they don't really handle issues like that, like some old vets with PTSD, who aren't being treated well at all, and they haven't been, if we're being honest, for a long time. But yeah, those are the types of homeless people that really don't have any control over that. They just, it's their mind and their brain. But there are other people who just are lazy and won't do anything, and that's why they're homeless.
I mean, yeah, there's always going to be a homeless problem for those cases, and those cases are extreme. And then you got freeloading. Like, if you look up the shit about what's happening there, a lot of them are like, "Why isn't the government doing anything? Why aren't we doing anything? Are you gonna pay more fucking tax dollars?" Because that's what's gonna happen. Unfortunately, I hate it, viewers, that you're gonna have to hear this right now. I am very serious about this. Our taxes are about to go up because of this, because they have declared it a state of emergency. So that means that the federal government has to come in, and we're gonna have to start paying for that shit.
Yep.
That's just the way it is, because California can't get their shit together and just purge some motherfuckers.
It's just crazy to me that that's actually on the books. Like,
I mean, they're not actually thinking about a purge, but they're being violent towards each other. Like, residents are going out and beating the fuck out of these homeless people to get them off the street, and then replacing where their tent was with boulders.
There's people standing up like, this is ridiculous, and that's what they feel like they have to do.
I mean,
yeah, like
when,
you
when
said,
when it comes down to it, we're still human beings, and if, like, tomorrow, if I wake up and some person is sleeping on my lawn and is like, "Fuck you," the government says that this land's the United States and I can live here. No, you can't. I fucking bought this piece of land.
right.
This is mine.
Mm-hmm.
I have pissed in every four corners of this fucking lot. It is mine. Same thing with wildcats. They fucking kill each other over a piece of fucking land.
Yep.
So when it comes down to it, as civilized as we think that we are, we're still fucking humans. We're gonna do that.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, would it stop there? Once it gets to the point of like straight up purging, that seems like something that could actually just end up spreading like everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like you see in epidemic type movies where they show the infection starting and then, you know, the map turns red slowly from it spreading. That I see that happening fast. As soon as the purge starts somewhere, it's just going to grow. And next thing you know, the entire nation's just everybody's killing each other. Martial law.
Yep.
Like,
yep. And that's our thoughts on that.
so that probably would actually end up bringing us to the apocalypse. If California starts purging, that's going to be step number 1 into the apocalypse.
Right.
So it'll bring us in two ways. Either we'll have the greatest country on earth, or yes, apocalyptic places. And let's go ahead and discuss what we would do if California, the greatest Californian state, brings us an apocalypse. All hail California.
In the next episode. Sorry, I'm throwing that in so that for when I go to edit later. Yeah. Right. Anyways, as you were.
You hear that, Twitch listeners? That's funny. See, I've thought about a bunch of different apocalypse scenarios and what I would do in each one, and how like well my chances would be in each one of them.
Let's talk about a realistic one, because zombie apocalypse, as much as I would love for that to happen, the chances of serious survival are slim to none.
I mean, I don't know.
I hate to say it, but yeah. I mean, eventually we're all gonna get old people. I'm sure a lot of us will survive in the beginning, but we're gonna get old and decrepit, and eventually they're just gonna take out whatever, or we're gonna fucking fight so much that they're gonna get in.
Yeah, see, like that's in the event of a zombie apocalypse, I feel like I would survive the actual zombies quite easily. I've seen enough zombie movies and played zombie video games and read enough zombie comics and all that yeah, if the zombie apocalypse was actually similar to those movies, video games, so on that I've watched, read, and all that, then yeah, I think I would survive. But the human element is really what you fear in the zombie apocalypse. What some other group of survivors is going to be willing to do in order to survive themselves.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, there aren't any laws or rules at that point, so you essentially can do whatever the hell you want.
Yeah, and you best believe I would probably kill someone over the last Twinkie. Like, you make it over to a vending machine, rate it at the same time as somebody else. There's one Twinkie left. They reach for it. I shoot.
So,
like,
what roles would we have in that kind of situation?
Yeah. In your community or whatever you want to call it.
Well, let's say all three of us came together and we survived the first part of it. What would our roles be?
See, I've always fancied myself as a Glenn type character from The Walking Dead, where I would be willing to put myself in danger to go out and scavenge for supplies. Like scout new areas to go to and stuff like that. I've always kind of fancied myself the fighter class, so to speak. So yeah, I'd be out there like chopping zombie head and scavenging for everything that's going to help keep us alive and kicking.
Right. So let's say you have to consider as well, though, that like we'll have to think like realistically, and not as much as it is fun to fantasize about the zombie apocalypse.
Yeah.
Think about it more like realistically as well.
I from a realistic standpoint, I think I still want to do the hunter-gatherer. I'd be out there with a fucking bow and arrow and a pistol as my sidearm, and definitely got to have a sword. Still got to have your melee. Nobody's manufacturing bullets anymore, so you got to conserve.
Right.
So yeah, I would still be the scavenger. I would still go out and hunt, and I might not actually kill somebody over the last Twinkie, but if he was a dick, I would. If he didn't offer to at least share the Twinkie when we came up there, it's like, dude, we got here at the same time. We can both lay claim to the Twinkie. Like, generally, there's 2 Twinkies in a package. I get one, you get one. We go about our separate ways.
Right.
But if he tries to be selfish right out of the gate, then he's forced my hand at that point.
Then both Twinkies are yours.
Yeah, exactly.
That's great.
So, yeah, but that would definitely be my role. Hunter-gatherer / warrior. I don't want to be in charge. Maybe a certain level of responsibility. I can take a couple of people with me and be in charge of the hunter-gatherer group, but I am definitely not a part of leading the entire community.
Yeah, I feel I'd be like diplomat / logistics, keeping track of everybody and make sure everybody's doing what they're supposed to be doing, and because you're gonna have to work as a community for it to work, or just gonna crumble and fall apart.
So John wants to be an administrator.
Right, yeah. Anybody that comes trying to seek refuge, well, that's cool and all, but you're gonna have to come show us what you got, essentially.
I want to see what you got.
Yeah, and keep track, everybody, and make sure everybody's doing what they're doing, and say like, yeah, you go out on a quest, Joe, to go scavenge or whatever, and you'll have to come to me to get your supplies, and I'll keep track of all that and everything.
Right.
That would be my job, I feel like.
I would definitely take over defense. What? Didn't see that one coming.
I mean, I totally did, but yeah.
and we'd all have to work together. Like if for defense I needed more metal spears, I would have to go to John and be like, I need more metal spears, dude. And John would be like, go ask Joe, dude.
I'd be like, I got you, fam.
And we'd all have to communicate, and Joe would go out and get the respective stuff. But before, he would have to ask John, hey, we're gonna need like a couple days worth of food, couple days worth of water, couple days worth of blankets. We need the stuff to go out. And hey, Travis, I'm gonna have to have you open the gate, and we might need a patrol detail to go with us just to make sure it don't get too sticky.
Mm-hmm.
And we would all have to work with each other and not just have one big necessary asshole that overlooks all of it whenever the three of us would come together to make decisions about our own stuff.
Yeah.
Like town hall meetings. Like Joe, you said you didn't feel like you would want to be in any kind of control or anything, but would you mind being a founding father during the town hall meeting?
Well, see,
that's my question.
I would be a part of a council. That I feel is actually what you would need. Instead of just one person trying to oversee everything, you would need like multiple people, because some checks and balances. I heard Travis say something about that term earlier. People have to be kept in check sometimes. So like even our government, the president can be kept in check by Congress. So will you get back? Sorry, dog is loving me way too much right now. Yeah, so you would have to have some form of, I hate to say it, but some form of government to help govern the society. I don't like using the term government, but you got to have a council. You got to have a council of wise men to help dictate how we do and what we do, when we do it. And grant, of course, you also listen to the townspeople,
Oh, yeah.
Everybody would be able to put in their opinion.
But see, that's
we should do things, but ultimately the council decides for the good of the community.
Yep.
And yeah, I would be a member of the council. I don't want to be the one top dog that's in charge.
No, see, that's the problem we have with our government, is we have one person that kind of acts like the monarchy, and then we have a group of people, too many people that are putting in too many ideas. Because if it's just the three of us, we have three individual minds that can coincide with each other, that we will eventually find ground, because there's only three of us. Not how many senators, like 2 senators per state, right?
Yeah, something ridiculous.
Like fucking 50 congressmen per fucking county. There's too many people. Too many people trying to make one decision.
Yeah.
True that.
Yeah, everybody wants their hands in it, and that's like, again, like why I would be a diplomat. Like, I'm going to interview you essentially if you want to come stay in our community. If you're not going to agree with the way we do things here, well, then good luck out there.
I'm so finding you a Nazi uniform. Go to Hester's office.
Right. Yeah, in that situation, it's like, yeah, I'm not gonna let you come into our community and just raise hell. Like, of course, again, you have, like we were talking, the human factor, and you're gonna have the person who's gonna come in. They're gonna tell you everything that you want to hear, and then they're gonna come, integrate themselves into the community. And slowly but subtly, in the background, they're going to start trying to do this and do that. And you're going to be like, wait, what happened here? And what happened here? And yeah.
True.
I mean, how do we handle crime?
Well, I mean, we just do it the same way the apocalypse started. We just start purging.
Yeah, like do it old school.
Yeah, we're gonna bring the purge back if you settle down.
What's what is it called? Oh, it's Latin laws. I can't remember what it's called now. Holy shit! But Lex Talionis, an eye for an eye. So if you steal, you get your hand cut off.
Oh, right.
If you murder, then we get to watch some bigger gentleman fling a claymore towards your head.
Right. Yep.
Come live with us.
Right.
I mean,
and yeah, we don't want it to sound like we're gonna be like monsters or dictators too.
I think as far as like punishment goes, let the person who is wronged come up with the punishment after they've had at least a week to think on it. That way you're not getting any punishments done of crimes of passion. Like it's real easy if somebody wrongs you and the second they wrong you, you're like, kill them.
Right.
But if you've been given a week to think on what they did to you and why they did it, and like how did it really affect you in the long term? How do you feel about it a week later as opposed to how you felt about it when it happened?
Yeah. So Joe is saying, if there are any shrinks out there that want to come join our community, please do so.
Well, see, I don't know if I agree with that, Joe. That's going off of feeling. That's not going off of black and white.
I don't know. Do you want to be too black and white in our community? You want to instantly go to purge? Yeah.
No, not necessarily that, but like I said, if you steal, you get your hand cut off. You hit someone, then we can either have a holding cell where you are put in adult timeout, or we put you in the shackles in the what's it called, and just leave you out in the fucking environment outside of the gate.
Yeah, the pillory. Yep.
And see, I would not be in charge of punishment. I'd be like, you guys decide. I'm going to go scavenge. Like, I'll just endorse whatever you guys come up with because I don't want to be the guy.
You would be indifferent. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Well,
I see me. I even in real life, as angry as I get, I try not to make rash decisions because there's a lot of times where I'll be super angry when it happens, and then after a little bit of time passes, I'm not bothered by it anymore.
Yeah,
it means nothing to me.
It's like, I mean, ideally you want to have people in your community that are going to be okay with everything that's going on. It's going to be a lot of people that and there aren't going to be issues anyway, so generally you're not going to have to deal with situations like that,
right?
But again, you don't really know.
I feel like the punishment should be something that you still feel as strongly about later on. Like I wouldn't want to look back and be like, yeah, maybe we were on that guy. Maybe we shouldn't have cut off his whole left hand. I mean, he was left-handed.
Right.
But I mean,
and all he did was steal a loaf of bread trying to feed his family. There's a lot of factors that go into deciding a punishment to set a crime, or a crime to set a punishment upon.
Yeah, I feel like that has a lot to do with the presence that you show people as well. Like when they come into your community, you want to show them what type of community you are, the type of people that you are. If they come into your community and they see that you're just horrible dictators and there's nowhere else for them to go, they're going to stay because it's, a bed and food. Or you can show them that, when they come into your community, they'll see that, like, okay, these people are legit. They know what's up, and this is going to be awesome. Like, everybody's got to contribute to the society. Of
Yeah.
course, everybody's going to have a job, whether it's taking care of animals, taking care of the children. Everybody's going to have to do something, tend to the gardens, fixing infrastructure, anything like
Mhm.
that. Like, yeah,
Mhm.
you're going to have to. And then that brings me to my next question is like, naturally, a lot of the people that your friends and family, are going to be a part of that community. Do you let that one friend or family member into the community that is just kind of worthless, and that you're probably not going to get much out of them? Do you let them
Right.
in because you know them and they're your friend or family, or do you just say, "Man,
It
sorry, dude"?
depends. That's one that I don't have a or no answer on that, because it kind of depends on the person. All right, like say me and you, like me and John have been friends literally our entire. We are 35. We've known each other 5 years. Like showing our age. Sorry, spoilers. We're old. Um, but we have literally known each other.
Forever,
And
yeah.
if you didn't try to do anything, if you were only there solely for for your friendship to me, I would be okay with it. Like I would like put in the extra works to make up for what you didn't do, because I love you so much. You're my friend, my best friend, my brother, But I also have other friends who are not as good of friends, that if they weren't working, yeah, I don't think I can let you in, guy. I'm already doing for me and John. I can't do work for me, John, and you.
Right.
So, I mean, if you can get somebody else to vouch for you, help pick up your slack, then maybe. But
All right.
again, I wouldn't be the guy to make that decision. I'd be out scavenging for everybody. You guys decide who gets to stay, and I'll just go and get the food.
Yeah.
I got to learn how to hunt.
Hey, speaking of being old, you don't have to take the hunting course, and your buddy Travis knows how to hunt. Maybe I can take you for the apocalypse.
I want to learn how to bow hunt. I just want to get a bow and arrow and get really awesome at using it.
Hey,
people.
speaking.
I want a
speaking of the
recurve bow
guy.
though. I don't want a a compound bow is easier to draw.
Still speaking to the same guy.
Awesome. Well, then let's hook up someday and go out and shoot some targets with
Alrighty.
some arrows.
Because I have a Oh, speaking of which, a little bit of drum roll, please. We are getting an indoor range in Gas City.
Oh
for
yeah,
archery.
I heard
That's
about that. Kat told me about that. That's actually pretty awesome.
That's where I bought my my takedown recurve bow from. Was those guys? So let me see. Actually, we might, ladies and gentlemen, we might do some IRL stuff. How cool would that be?
Yeah, I'd be down.
Bum bum bum. Oh wait,
So
that's
what
bad.
was it? Walnut Creek?
I can't remember.
I'm not sure on the name. Yeah.
If we do this though, I'm totally dressing up like a fat Hawkeye.
I see you. If the apocalypse thing happens or whatever, you looking like a cross between Daryl and Hawkeye. Yeah.
Daryl in the sense that I would be dirty, not like attractive like Norman Reedus. I'd end up looking more like a fat Rick when he had that.
Nice.
I don't know. I mean, the apocalypse, I can't really eat that well. I'm gonna lose weight, and we're going to be doing a lot of walking.
A lot of physical labor too.
Yeah, a lot of physical labor. So we're going to beef
will
up.
have to be constructed around our community. Yeah.
Well, I guess we wouldn't beef up. We would tone up, because we wouldn't be putting on new muscle. It'd be just turning what we already have into blood and trying to sustain that while our body eats from hunger.
Yeah.
So yeah, we're gonna look like a bunch of aged, but sweatier, stinkier. I mean, if it comes down to it, and I gotta drink water, take a bath, drinking water. I'm not taking a bath.
Well, yeah.
and I'm not
Alright.
drinking bath water.
Can't
Can't do both.
No,
No.
that doesn't
No.
work.
That's the good
Um,
thing about Indiana, though, is it shits and pisses and snows a lot here.
mhm.
That's true.
And
Could
I
just
know.
collect rain and snow and drink that.
Yeah.
Well, do you know how much in a typical rainy day, how much water falls onto your roof?
I don't know the exact numbers, but
It's gonna blow your fucking mind. It's 30,000 gallons.
oh wow. Yeah, and imagine if we could actually collect that, boil it, and use it.
Yep. I know of a place with a well. I know of a few different places with wells actually. So we would have those until they ran dry.
Yeah, I definitely you gotta set like buckets everywhere, boil that shit, and let
Yeah.
it cool. And
Tarps to collect. Yeah.
yeah, see, I think gamers are going to be the ones that actually survive the best in any sort of apocalypse because we have been training for this shit forever. Survival games, like video games where you literally have to thirst and hunger and stamina, and you
Right.
have to make food, get water. In some cases, you have to clean the water. Like,
Mhm.
what is it? What was that game? The Forest?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, where you have to actually boil the water. 7 days to die. You have to boil the water, and so gamers have been being prepared for an apocalyptic event for ever.
Mhm.
So we are totally going to be the ones to take over.
Oh dear Lord, boys. So I'm not to sidetrack here, but I'm on Walnut Creek's website here, and they have a Bear Archery Rambo Last Blood Edition takedown recurve.
Oh, jeez.
Nice.
Rambo edition. How much does that cost?
$1,000.
Yeah, you're sold. That's what I
Yeah.
thought.
Yeah, I'll buy one of the like cheap $50 ones off Amazon.
I bought mine for like $120, and it's an Olympic belt.
Yeah, I want to get one. I'd like to go try
Yeah,
my hand at it.
I'm getting this. This is happening.
The only thing is, I don't have anywhere to keep a cleaned out deer, because when you clean out a deer, you have to hang it for so many days to let it completely
Bleed out.
drain. And yeah, I have nowhere to do that.
Yeah, because you know what? We didn't pay our fucking friend dues.
Yeah. Let's say people who have places that you can do that. But yeah, again,
That's true. Well,
We've-
I mean, if you let me hang it over there, that would be considered your dues.
I'll give you the right thigh if you let me hang this in your garage.
I mean, I'd totally share the deer or deers. I don't know how many are.
$1, 2 does.
All right, there you go.
But in an apocalypse setting, as many
You
as
still-
you want.
Yeah, but you kind of still want to conserve. There's a reason that they put
True.
those numbers. Limit you to so many is to
Yeah.
help keep the population going.
Right, yeah, you do want to be careful. Also, you have to be able to store that without electricity, so you're going to be using a lot of salt.
True. Unless we dig a deep hole and hollow out the side of a mountain or something like that. And,
Yeah, definitely. I mentioned that too. Digging a big hole in the ground where it will stay cold. You'd still probably want to salt it just to preserve it. But...
yeah. Indeed. I don't know. I'm one. I hope for an apocalyptic event. I want one to happen. I mean, I like to think that I would survive. I might not, but I'd still be happy.
It's kind of crazy to think.
I mean, even dying in the apocalypse is still a cooler death than you got in a car wreck on the way to work.
Right. It's
Like,
like,
how did Joe die? He starved after 3 weeks alone in the apocalypse. Like, even that sounds fucking way more badass.
yeah.
Well, he was on his way to Burger King and got hit by a drunk driver.
Jesus.
Like, that is such an anticlimactic death.
It's crazy to
didn't-
think too that if the apocalypse were to happen, it's something that literally could happen in an instant. All of a sudden, you
Yeah.
wake up tomorrow and oh, hey, it's apocalypse outside. By the way, oh shit, that's like that does things to the psyche, man. Like,
I think I would. I'd be like, yes, at first,
all right,
like fuck yeah, and then I'd be like, shit, I need to get food because it just
Food.
popped on me. Yeah, so then I would have to strap on what weapons I've got and try to like it's instant celebration and then diving right into
yeah.
living in the apocalypse.
Right.
No transition period whatsoever. You're instantly in the shit.
Yeah, I mean, you would have to. Yeah, it wouldn't take very long to become integrated into that because, well, you do or you don't. You do or you
Mhm.
die.
And see, like I said before, I've thought of many different. So, like, I have contingency plans depending on what scenario I find myself in. What do I do? If I have my family still, then obviously I'm protecting my family. But if it's some kind of zombie apocalypse where, you know, my kids got bit at school and turned into zombies or came home, then turned into zombies, bit my wife, and then they both all tried to attack me and I had to take them down. It's a bad beginning,
Right.
but
Super
so-
tragedy, right?
yeah. So I mean, if I end up being by myself in the zombie apocalypse, that's the only way I would end up by myself. That's why I say that. Like
Mhm.
you have to think. I'm a chess player. You got to think many moves ahead. So you got to have a backup plan. Obviously, best case scenario, I keep my family alive and we live out our days in the apocalypse. Me taking care of them. But you got to think of the worst case scenario too and be prepared for it. So by myself, you stay mobile. You don't try to join up a group. Maybe partner up with one or two other people and you guys stay mobile. Go from place to place, never stay longer than a few days.
Right.
You got to track where the food's at, where the people are to take down. Because a part of me has thought about becoming
Becoming what?
wasteland vigilante.
Nice.
Roaming the wasteland, cleaning it up of all the bad people, making it a better wasteland for the masses.
Joe's the Batman of the apocalypse.
Exactly. I am the Silver Shroud. I am the Batman of the. Like,
That's great.
because if you think about it, you play Fallout. That's basically, you're the wasteland superhero.
Yeah.
You're going around taking out all the bandits, all the people who are making it rough for the other people. So
Very
yeah, part of me, I'm ready for that too,
good.
or at least mentally. I may not be actually prepared for it, equipment wise, but
Yeah.
People.
That's
all you
how
need is
know people.
yeah. I'm gonna say I've got a sword, so I've at least got a weapon. Starting off, I've got my heirloom weapon.
Yeah. That you could trade for an upgrade later.
No, you got to keep the heirloom weapon. That one always stays in your inventory. You can't sell that one.
I'll say that's an achievement to carry that on you through the whole game.
Yeah, there's a lot of games where you just can't even sell it. Like you're stuck with it,
Yeah.
or it's worth $0 and bother
Right.
giving it away to somebody, so you just keep it.
Yeah.
Like, well, if I'm not going to get any money for it, I may as well keep it. Go up on my wall at White Rock.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Goes on the wall in the shack you built yourself in the corner of the community.
yeah. It's just me and Cammy in the apocalypse. My shack in the woods.
That oh god, we mentioned earlier the Joe and Cammy album, wasting time album.
And it's just
You and Cammy.
It's just me singing half of duets.
Well, I was gonna say now you and Joe and Cammy in the apocalypse. That's totally a book or a movie idea right there.
Dude, I want that to be an Easter egg in a video game. Fallout game in the future. I want there to be a shack in the woods that you've come across, and there's a skeleton and a mannequin.
Yeah.
Like, some modder needs to do that for Fallout 4 right now, or Fallout 76. I don't know if they have any kind of community build stuff in there.
Oh, speaking of that, they're coming out with a subscription.
Yeah.
I read that,
God.
and why?
Pay to win because
You
they're not
can-
making any money off of it.
You can play by yourself for $100 a year.
Yeah. Or 12 bucks a month. Yeah, it's so stupid. It's pay to win.
Why?
'Cause
Why?
They're not making
Like,
money. Bethesda
Yeah,
isn't making
but,
money
like,
off the game.
They're still not going to make money. Is the thing. Like, there's not.
Oh,
that
some
big of a
people will do it.
Like, oh, now that they're charging me to play it, I'm going. They haven't updated it or made any changes, but they're still charging. I better do it.
Yeah.
Oh, like, I don't know. I have thought about going back. I know me and you played it not terribly long ago, and we actually did enjoy that experience more so than our previous one, but
Mm,
we haven't played it since, so we obviously didn't enjoy it that much.
yeah.
Well,
There's so much more out now, better games to play than that. And it doesn't matter because once Cyberpunk 2077 comes out, that'll be my life.
That's life. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Bay.
Yes.
Yep, I want to play it. I still look forward to a new Fallout game in the future, not MMO though. Like, I want Fallout 5 or yeah,
Right.
5. Not 76. The only way I want Fallout 76 is between 75 and 77.
That's great. Like,
Uh,
subscribe, share, hit that bell notification. Good night and good luck.